Orlando.
Get an Airbnb, they said. You will make money, they said. No, you actually won't. You know why? Because you're going to have dumb people that end up staying there. Tell me why I had this guest that stayed and then literally lied to Airbnb, said that they didn't stay. So they got to stay for free. They got everything reimbursed. Not only that, they stole a bunch of like they literally stole a bunch of and then they gave a bunch of one-star reviews, and because of that, my Airbnb was blocked for the whole month of July. And like now because of that, I can't even pay the rent for it because it was blocked. And then when I called Airbnb back and forth multiple times, they never solved my problem. They said they'd call back in 15 minutes, and then they wouldn't. So yeah.
Imagine that. Airbnb hosts are now saying, guys, listen, I made a mistake buying this Airbnb. I didn't know it was going to be like this.
Oh, here we go again.
If you've been watching my videos previous, you know I said, listen, guys, I know you see the hot trend of owning Airbnbs, but let me tell you this. It's not as easy as they make it out to be.
I am done with this conversation right now. I can't do this. I can't. I'm so done.
And everybody called me, Orlando, you're trying to stop the bag. You're trying to stop people from making money. You're doing this. You're doing that. No. I'm just trying to give you some insight. Do you want to be in the hotel business? Because that's what Airbnb is. A lot of times people will tell you,
oh, Airbnb is just like a landlord.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Let me help you out. It's worse than that.
Wait, what?
It's being a landlord combined with being in the hospitality industry. That's what it is. And I tried to forewarn people that it's not what you think it is. You know what? We're going to get into it, guys. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. Guys, I appreciate it. Also, I have a newsletter. Yes, a newsletter.
Tired of watching the clock in a monotonous corporate role? Well, picture this, working on high-impact venture capital and
newsletter. And guess what? It's free. How can you beat free? You cannot beat free. Also, if you need any type of assistance dealing with investment properties or commercial properties, when it comes to financing nationwide, I can assist you with that. I've been a lender for almost 20 years, and that information is in the pinned comment and the description, guys. Let's jump straight into it. Now we're starting to see in 2025, all these Airbnb hosts are now selling their properties. They're putting it on the market and saying, listen, it was a good 2-3 years, but this isn't for me. But here's the question. Is it because they had passion that they joined Airbnb? Or was it because they saw the gold rush? They saw that everybody and their mom was telling you, get into Airbnb. That's where all the money is. And everybody and their mom jumped into the game.
They were so convincing in their argument, they swung me.
But you know what it means. If everybody and their mom jumps into it, then everybody and their mom is going to get slaughtered. And I say that all the time. If there isn't a barrier of entry and everybody joins in, ooh, there's a fall about to happen. But I can hear the people in the back saying, nobody's getting out of Airbnb. What are you talking about? You know I'm going to show you, right? See, let me this, and before I go ahead and we go to the next clip. Imagine being an Airbnb host and not understanding the basis of the business. You didn't even know that taxes would go up. You didn't even know that the cities wouldn't allow you to get away with certain things. So now you have to pay a hotel fee. Now you have to pay commerce taxes. Now you have to pay for permits. Now the city has to come review you every 6 months to make sure that it's safe to stay there. Now there's a limit on how many people in the neighborhood can do it. So now it's not attractive. So now it's like, oh man, you know what? I'm not making no money. All of a sudden, nobody wants to book. Let's watch.
What's going on, you guys? So I'm in front of my Airbnb. This is it, okay? I have my moving guy right there, and he's moving the furniture out. Well, some of the furniture, because it got broken into, but that's a whole other story, okay? I've been doing Airbnb for about 3 years. Yes, it's made me money. Yes, it's caused me to lose a lot of money. All right. And yes, it's caused peaceful days. And yes, it's caused stressful days where I want to rip my hair out. Okay. If you're thinking about starting Airbnb and doing it, definitely do your research for your area that you're trying to do it in, I can make like a whole 500 videos about Airbnb and my stories and my experience with it. But yeah, don't just jump into something. I do feel like you have to try things in life to know if you're gonna succeed or fail, or to know if it's something that you actually do like. I do heavily believe in trying before just saying no to something, but just don't get so involved and caught up with these Airbnb gurus on the internet that are telling you how good the business is to start, when really they're just trying to sell you a course to learn how to do it, which is actually what's making them money and not actually Airbnb. So yeah, let me know if you guys want more Airbnb All right.
Oh, look at that. One of the biggest things that I want you guys to really, really hone in on is what she really meant. What she really meant. Because this video, even though she tries to make it balanced and tell you, there were some good days and there were some bad days. But if you listen to what she's saying, when she talks about the good days, they're average. She said that. And she said, they're good. They're fine. No biggie. Just a good day. But when she explains the other end of it, it's horrific. It's horrible. It was the worst experience of her life. So when someone tells you that, when they swing from average being good on the good side, but it being miserable on the other side, ding, 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 miserable is the real topic. She is not happy. Hence the reason why she's recording a TikTok video in front of her Airbnb while they're moving stuff out. And see, this is my thing. Maybe someone watching this video right now was thinking about getting into Airbnb. Maybe they could pass this information along to someone. Because here's the thing. We can learn. Let me say this again. We can learn from her mistakes.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
We can see someone who's actually done Airbnb the wrong way. But the point is she's telling you, look, it's not what they tell you it is. It's these Airbnb gurus. But again, how could you tell he was a guru? I mean, he was only 19 years old. He only had $100 million worth of Airbnbs. I mean, who could figure out that this guy was a guru? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it sometimes. A guy comes out and tells you, you should do Airbnb arbitrage. It's the best. The guy has went to jail for fraud. You can go onto TikTok right now and you will see people that age can't even put 2 quarters together. But yet you believe. Never mind. Never mind. But see, another reason why Airbnb was going down was the cleaning fees. We all know this. I've done multiple videos on the cleaning fees. When you go into Airbnb and you're like, oh wow, this looks like a great listing, and it's $300. And then when you get to the very end of the transaction, it's jumped up to $1,300. You're like, what? Where did this? Fees. Cleaning fees, administration fees, Airbnb fees, filling out an application fees, furniture in the house fees. It's fees on top of fees on top of fees on top of fees. And look, you don't think there's a problem with Airbnb when you have to, just today, it was announced, total price display is now standard for guests worldwide. Now make that make sense. You're telling me that you're now just getting around to where I can see the total price of what I'm paying for? It was hidden. Again, all guests will now see the total price with fees in the search results. Why was this even not a feature that wasn't in the very beginning? Why do you have to trick individuals in the booking at the very end, pulling the rug from underneath them and say, oh, but here's the funny thing, guys. Here's the funny thing. These guys charge you. These guys charge you for a cleaning fee. They charge you $500, $600 for a cleaning fee. You're only staying there for 2 days. They're telling you they have a laundry list of things of chores you need to do before you leave.
What do you mean? How?
How have you? Oh, man. You're just ruining it.
But here's the thing. These hosts aren't even paying their own cleaners.
So that was a f***ing lie.
So they're charging you this ridiculous price for cleaning, but then
Markets are always moving, but how do traders know when to take action? Momentum trading is a strategy designed to catch strong market moves without guessing or reacting emotionally. If you want to...
at the end of the day, they're not even paying their own cleaners. The cleaners don't even like working with Airbnb. You don't believe me? Let's take a look.
If you're a cleaning business owner and you are still servicing Airbnbs, honestly, good luck to you. So all in all, we stopped serving Airbnb hosts. And the reason for that is because most of these hosts do not like to pay. And the first thing they always say is, it's not that much work to do. And little do they know it is a lot of work to do because we are basically deep cleaning their homes almost every time they need a clean. They're never willing to pay that price that it is to service their home for their next guest. I have ran into so many hosts that are expecting to pay less than $100 for a 2-bedroom and a 3-bedroom home. And it's ridiculous. For example, one Airbnb host that hit me up looking for services for a 4-bed, 3-bath, and I explained to him what our price would be. And his response was, well, my last cleaners only charged me $80. Mind you, this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. There's no way. I feel like most of these cleaners are really messing it up for our cleaners who deserve the pay that we give out because of the quality of work we do for them. And let's not forget, laundry is always included. Laundry always takes the longest. And these hosts really don't know how long it takes to clean. They always try to give us an estimate when they're not the ones cleaning, it's us. So we know how long it's going to take. So all in all, I just realized doing Airbnbs is not worth the headache, or it's not worth the money at all. And in the end, most of these hosts are going to end up cleaning their homes on their own because eventually they're going to realize most of these cleaners are not going to continue to work for the price that they're working for. It just isn't worth it. We've just made the decision that we will not be servicing Airbnbs anymore. That's like off our service list at this point.
But then you want to pay the cleaners $80, $100.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140.
That's $100. Stop playing with me, Smoke.
And then these guys come around and turn around and say, well, the reason why I'm getting out of Airbnb is because taxes went up, everything's went up. Not only top of that, I didn't realize that the cleaning was just gonna be ridiculous. Every day I have to clean. Oh, and guess what? And when I don't clean the right way, and a guest comes in and it's dirty, they give me a 1-star review. It's because you are charging people $500 to $600 for a cleaning fee, and it's not clean.
Who does that?
Did you hear what I'm saying? So now that you see that you're a landlord and you're in the hospitality business, it's too much for you. I didn't realize it was going to be this. Orlando, I didn't realize it was going to be all of this work. It's way more work than what they say it is. Really? Really? Huh. Who would have thought that? But you know what the disaster is? Individuals who bought a condo in Florida and they're doing Airbnb. Oh, man. Because right now, these individuals are getting hit over the head with insurance costs going up, with HOA fees going up, with special assessments. And they overpaid. Did you hear me? And they overpaid. Let me guess. You don't believe anybody exists like that. Let's just hear from a guest who hits all 3 or 4 of those factors.
We have cash flowed $3,523 in 8 months owning this Airbnb. Now you might be thinking, well, that ain't that great. You're right. It kind of Cinema City Beach right now. We're staying in the condo that we purchased earlier in the year. We purchased the condo back in March of this year with the goal to short-term rent it, Airbnb. So we've now had the condo for 8 months, and here's a full cost breakdown. So the sale price was $450,000. We put $125,000 down. We spent $3,306 at closing. We came in here and did some upgrades. Got some new appliances, painted, did a few things just to freshen it up a little bit. And that total was $6,766. So all in all, the out-of-pocket cash we had to invest to get the beach property was $135,072.
$125,000 that he put down. Now, if you guys were wondering what that down deposit is, that's about 25%, 27%, around that area. So money was burned in a hole in his pocket. Remember when I say to you guys, a lot of you guys are hitting me up in DMs and saying, Orlando, this money, it's in my savings account and I just got to spend it. And I'm here to tell you, there are plenty of places that if you want to get a bad deal, you can. Just go to Zillow or Redfin or any of these other places. You guys will have your pick of the litter when it comes to condos. I mean, if you want to switch positions. You want to switch positions, right? So you want to spend $125,000 just to switch positions and coming up with $100,000 special assessment. Or
we're Phoenix Energy, a family-owned oil company focused on unleashing American oil from North Dakota and Montana.
We have hurricane season coming up, and you want to buy a condo right now so that your insurance can go up. Or you can have damages that the insurance company won't cover. Or property values drop down. Or you have high interest rate. So I'm sorry. I'm just giving you too many red flags. Let's just hear what he has to say. And maybe, maybe he'll change her mind.
The mortgage payment on this is $2,163 per month. HOA is $395 a month. Taxes is $338 a month. So our cost per month is $2,893. We have now had the property for 8 months. So far this year, we've spent $23,144. That's just the operating cost just to have the condo. And we have brought in $26,667. We have cash flowed $3,523 in 8 months owning this Airbnb. Now you might be thinking, well, that ain't that great. You're right. It kind of sucks, to be honest. I personally feel the long-term play is going to be holding on to the condo, gradually paying down the condo as it pays for itself. And then in 4 or 5 years, the property value is going to appreciate and it's going to be worth a lot more than what we paid for it earlier this year. So a little bit of cash flow year over year from the rental income, but I think most of the money is going to be made on the back end when I actually sell the property. Well, who's going to tell him? Which one of y'all are going to tell him? Man, have you watched the news? I don't think those values are gonna go up, man, like you think they are. Who's gonna let them know? Because the values of condos, they're not going up. And just so that someone says, Orlando, how do you know this? I just did the research. All you gotta do is do the research, right? Let's just take a look at what condos are selling for in that area, right? This area that he's talking about is the Tide Beach Resort. That's the area. So let's just take a look at what it's trending like on Zillow. So if you take a look at this, that same condo, 415, right? 415. You can see exactly what right here, what it shows you what they just sold for, what the same condos in that area sold for. 430, 372, 383, 415. Now I'm going to show you. Look at all of the listings on the coast here, guys. Look at this. Look at this. God. This is littered with red flags, littered with listings. You want a condo? You want to get into Airbnb? Here you go. Here you go. We have a platter. We have a platter of listings for you. That inventory that they told you was never going to exist, here it goes. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Now these guys are telling you, hey, it may not be a good idea. Anyway, guys, if you love content like this, please join the Patreon. You guys will love it. Also, you won't get all of your information from this one video. I need you to watch this video right here. Yes, this one right here. It will give you information on the housing market, financial news, get you to your first rental property. Guys, the information that you will get from it will be gold. See you in the next one. Thanks.
Parcel crypto is on crack, and my crypto is on crack, and my XRP is on crack, and I'm part of the XRP army.
You see that? He said you see that inventory? What else you got, Orlando?
Show them. I'm going to show them by outsmarting them, by making them believe.
Listen. One thing about this return to the office bullshit that I hate is now, before I was coming in 3 days a week, which was fine. Before that, it was 1 day a week. But to just all of a sudden hit me with 5 days, listen, my body has been so drained and so tired, so it doesn't make any sense.
Quit your surfing. Back to work, fool.
I think the term that she's trying to look for is fatigue. Listen, we've been talking about the return to office and companies ending remote work. And guess what, guys? In this economy, people are still dragging their feet. People are still today, in April, making videos saying, I don't want to go back to work. I hate my job. And this is what we're watching. And I don't think it's going to end the way that they think it will end. A lot of these guys complaining are saying, this is what we need to continue to work. And in this economy, you will get laid off. Let's not jump ahead of ourselves. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. We're almost to 100K. I want to thank everyone. But I also have a newsletter that is completely free. How can you beat free? I'll wait.
That's impossible.
But also, too, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial properties or investment properties, I am your guy. I've been a lender for almost 20 years. I can assist you with that. That information is in the pinned comment and the description.
That's the good stuff.
I've been seeing all over the internet. I've been getting...
We get you an Apex or Top Step funded payout guaranteed, and you don't pay us a single penny until you do. Let me say that again.
Pinned comment and the description.
That's the good stuff.
I've been seeing all over the internet. I've been getting DMs for individuals who don't like my channel. And they say things like, Orlando, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Remote work isn't dead.
Wow.
1 day a week. But to just all of a sudden hit me with 5 days, listen, my body has been so drained and so tired, so it doesn't make any sense.
Quit your surfing. Back to work, fool.
I think the term that she's trying to look for is fatigue. Listen, we've been talking about the still today in April making videos saying, I don't want to go back to the way that they think it will end. A lot of these guys complaining are saying, this is what we need to continue to work. It really does help out the channel. We're all...
That's impossible.
But also, too, if you need any type of financing that deals with... I've been seeing all over the internet. I've been getting DMs for individuals who don't like my channel. And they say things like, Orlando, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Remote work isn't dead.
Wow. Wow, bro. That's crazy.
And I scratched my head and said, have you been living underneath a rock? If you've been looking at the news, you understand that all these companies are calling you guys back to work. No! I get it. I get it. You enjoyed remote work. It allowed you to have flexibility, but that is not the time anymore. That was back then. Remember back then when I said, guys, listen, I know you guys love remote work, but these companies are using you because they need you right now.
Can I get a drum roll, please?
And a lot of people in the comment section, these individuals came to me and said, Orlando, you don't know what you're talking about. Remote work is here forever. Matter of fact, these companies have to do it or a revolution is going to happen. Everybody's going to walk out and they won't have any workers. Really? Do you know that people have bills to pay? Do you know that people need these jobs?
I had a job, but the boss man let me go. Hey, hey.
That most people will be uncomfortable at a job just to make ends meet? And the answer to that is they don't know. But let's go ahead and see.
Just informed that work from home is officially ending with my employer. And right along with it, we'll be working after hours. No more weekends, no more evenings, no more laptop coming home.
Breaking news. Sandy, right here. Yeah, the clip we just listened to. She no longer has a job. Because that's what she's trying to predict. That's what she's throwing out in the universe, as they say. If you come onto TikTok and tell your employer, because that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing in 4K. You're telling your employer, hey, you want me to come back to work? I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. Don't even ask me for weekends. I'm going to do this and none of this. When you see that all of these corporations are laying people off by the thousands.
This is reality. This is the real thing going on.
Let me ask you this. Individuals, if you are one of the individuals who got laid off or got fired from your company, let it be federal or private, would you take this lady's position? All she got asked was, come back to work. And she said, what? You want me to do what? Are you kidding me? I just saw my best friend get fired. I just saw everybody that I used to work with that I thought was family. They all got laid off. But you're asking me to do the one thing that's where I draw the line. Coming back to work.
That don't make no sense.
That's where she drew the line. That's where she drew the line and said, not me. These people are in the F around and find out stage. Because these guys that get onto social media, they think for whatever reason, nobody's going to see this. No one is going to see this. But do they not understand that this workforce, let it be federal, let it be private, it's competitive. And an individual that you think that is your best friend, that's family. What will they do? They're going to slide that on into your HR. They're going to slide that into your supervisor. Hey, she don't want the job and I got laid off. Can I take her job?
Wait, what?
And you don't believe me, right? You don't believe me. It's happening every day. You don't want the job, somebody else will. Let me guess.
Trusting the government with your retirement is like trusting a fox to guard your hen house.
You don't want the job, somebody else will. Let me guess. You're letting people tell you this job market is great. Yeah, this job market, you can get a job. All you have to do is just go outside, type in your resume, go to Indeed, and you have a job. That's what you're letting people tell you. You're letting this government tell you the economy's great. Don't worry, everything is great. Matter of fact, you're gonna have so many job offers in the next couple of days, you won't know what to do. You're letting these politicians, letting these companies fill your head with all this stuff. You're being loyal to them. You're being loyal to them instead of being loyal to yourself. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. You guys are still trying to get around it by doing this. Workers are coffee badging to get around the work to office mandates. What is it? Long story short, coffee badging is basically coming into work, just doing your greetings, letting everyone see you, and then leaving. And then going back home. Now, a lot of you guys would say, well, isn't that basically not going to work? Aren't you stealing time? Yeah, that's what it is. Your job said, come back to work. So what you do is come back to work, clock in, let everybody see you, and leave.
Sensational.
And this is popular. And here's the funny thing. Let me help you out, guys. Let me help you out. If it hits the media, everybody already knows. Your employer knows. Let me help you out. This isn't a secret anymore. When it hits Yahoo News, Surprise, surprise. Make it make sense to me. So then when you get fired because you are doing this foolishness, because you thought to yourself, I'm gonna show them by outsmarting them, by making them believe I'm coming back to work, but I'm just going back home. Oh, you're gonna be at home, all right. It's gonna be more of on a permanent basis. It's this new job that we're offering. It's called sit at home without us paying you. It's a new position. You'll love it.
There are so many companies that are forcing their employees to return to office 5 days a week, and this is going to disproportionately impact women, but also it has huge financial implications for families and especially those with children. For context, a friend was just texting me, and her company's decided that as of January 2025, they have to return to the office full time. And she's panicking a bit because not only is this going to impact her life, like her day-to-day life, her commute, her schedule, everything, it's going to have a huge financial impact. I think most people don't understand how this shakes out for families, but if you are a parent of a school-age kid, I, for example, have a second grader and a first grader, this is what my life looks like. Their bus does not come till 8:45. So
nobody cares. Let's just be honest. No, nobody cares. I don't really feel like listening to you go through your whole schedule about dropping off. I got my own schedule. I got my own kids. I got my own things that I don't want to sit here and listen to you tell me the schedules and the reason why returning back to the office doesn't fit your schedule because of flexibility. That's all she's going to say, guys. Yappa, 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 yappa. Listen, I get it. I get it. But nobody cares. The companies don't care. We don't care. You either want the job or you don't. What did you do before the pandemic hit? Oh, you made it work. You made it work. Oh, look at that. So you're telling me you had the same job. You had the same job and you made it work. And now that they're calling you back to do the same thing you did 3 years ago, you're saying, no, I can't do it. Again, it's your choice.
Sometimes you don't make the right choices.
But I just want to throw this in, guys. And I think this is so important. A lot of the contention that you will hear from people when it comes to work from home, it really has an underlining issue. What if I told you that the reason why most of these individuals are angry is because their lifestyle has changed? Imagine going from working before the pandemic and some of your money going towards driving, some of your money going towards daycare, some of your money going towards babysitting or nannies or whatever else. Imagine before all of your money going towards that. But now that you're doing remote work, all of those expenses go and disappear. So what do? Oh, you bought that new BMW. Oh, you're going on Cancun vacation. Oh, you DoorDash a lot. Oh, you got every streaming app known to man. But now that you have to go back to work, you can no longer have those things. You can no longer live the life that you once lived. So in a sense, it's cutting down the lifestyle that you had built for yourself. Listen, I'm not going to get mad at you over that. But let's just call a spade a spade. It's really your lifestyle that you care about. Fact.
This return to the office feels like a bit of a personal attack on women, but on men as well, on parents in general.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Where it's like, if I've been doing my job successfully and productively, is a 5-day return to office required? Why can't we do hybrid? What is the harm in that, right? Because this is a huge financial cost. $2,600 is not nothing. That is a massive impact to families. And companies are not typically looking at that, right? They are deciding what makes sense for them and their bottom line or top line, whatever they're trying to figure out, or the fact that they just have commercial real estate that they need to fill. It is ridiculous.
Yes, I hear it. You're saying.
What if you had a tool that could identify high momentum trades with clear entry and exit points?
The fact that they just have commercial real estate that they need to fill. It is ridiculous.
Yes, I hear it. You're saying it's ridiculous, but you know what else is ridiculous? You saying on one hand that a company will do whatever a company needs to do, but then expecting loyalty from a corporation that you just said isn't loyal. Yeah, all they care about is their money and this and that and this. But why can't they look out for us too? You gave your answer. They care about money.
Hello,
I like money. And I know what some of you guys say, Orlando, it's maybe you're being a little insensitive to the fact that people want that work-life balance. Listen, what I'm saying is this. It's really simple. Let's have a realistic conversation. We could all have talks about feelings, vibes, and all that other stuff. You can have that conversation, but that conversation will not be based in reality. It will not. Because here's the truth. Here's the truth. The workforce right now, it's not fair. Has it really ever been fair? Has the workforce ever been fair? Just as much as you don't want to work doing return to office, there's a ton of people who will work return to office. That's what I'm saying. I think it's crazy to, first of all, to believe that these corporations will do anything extra. There seems to be a lot of workers who have somewhat of a privilege. That's what I would say. They want you to pay for mileage for the commute. They now want you to have a psychologist inside of the office for mental health. They also want you to pay extra for meetings. They now also want the meetings to be really, really short. They also want you to do a stipend or voucher for lunches. They also want you to make the lunch cafeteria very presentable with colors that make you happy at work. These are the same people who 3 to 4 years ago had no problem driving to work, eating in the cafeteria, eating lunch in their car, didn't get paid a dime for mileage. And now that they've worked from home and they have leveraged up all of their discretionary income, because instead of taking that money and saving it, they put it towards lifestyle events. So now they want companies who are not loyal, guys, who are not loyal, to give you extra. Man, I'm dead. And then you come back to work with an attitude. You come back to work with being angry at individuals. You come back to work letting people know that you don't want to be there. And then when you get laid off, you wonder why.
Awkward. So awkward.
Yeah, hi, I need to complain. If you are going to message me on Teams, Slack, WebEx, whatever IM messaging system we are using in a corporate setting, if you're going to message me, get to the point. Get to the point. Hi, Courtney. Good morning, Courtney. Hey, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And I'm half tempted not to respond. Unless it is a question, I'm not responding. Just message me and say, I need you here for this. Or do you have X, Y, and Z? Tell me what you want immediately. Immediately. Wow. If you just say, hey, good morning. Hi, Courtney. Or even, this just happened right before I left. Someone said, hey, Courtney. And then they made a statement. And I literally responded, so what do you need from me?
These are the individuals that are coming back to work. Yappa, 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 yappa. They sound happy, right? They sound very productive. She wants the meetings to be run like you're making a YouTube video. You got to have that hook in the beginning. You got to keep people entertained. You got to do this. That's the way she wants to run meetings. And these are the individuals that are coming back. But they want everything underneath the sun. As hard as I am on individuals always choosing themselves first before anyone else, you have to take some responsibility. You cannot be on social media on one end and say you're happy to get your job back, but then you're on social media complaining about your job. Explain to me how that makes any sense. Explain it to me. Because it's an oxymoron. You're going against what you just said. And you believe that these individuals will not see it. See, this is the reason why I make videos like this. Because there's someone right now that's like, I'm about to upload. I'm about to upload and tell my UPS supervisor how horrible he is and let everybody know. But you know what? I won't say his name, but I'll give the location where I work at and the state I live. But nobody will ever know.
Now that's a bright idea.
You do know people can see your face. You do know that someone knows who you are. You have colleagues who work with you. Look, but unfortunately, it's going to get worse before it gets better. We're going to still have people out here that are still doing this ridiculousness, that will continue to still say it's their fault and their fault, but you're online doing ridiculous stuff like this. You should just be happy that you have a job currently, because there are a lot of people just on the federal side, 6, 7, 800,000 people who would love to have your position. That would love it. They would love it. They would be like, give me that guy or that girl's position. I will take it right now. But if you like content like this and you want more detail, join the Patreon, guys. I do exclusive videos over there. You will love it. But also, hopefully got value out of this content, but you won't get all of your information from this one video. I need you to watch this video right here. It will give you information on the housing market, financial news. Get yourself into your first rental property. You will love it. See you in the next one. Thanks.
Are you a corporate professional working in tech, consulting, operations, healthcare, or any other industry, feeling like your role has reached its peak with no more growth? Then break through to the dynamic and rewarding career of venture capital and private equity. Based on info from compensation databases, as you can see,
Well, I don't know if you guys heard, but we're supposed to be doing economic blackout today.
Part of a social media movement calling for an economic blackout.
The People's Union USA urged people not to spend money Friday. I'm blacking out.
That means that we're going to stop spending all day today. That is what everybody is saying.
I'm going to the game store. Do you need anything? You can't go today. It's economic blackout day. There should be no shopping to protest the rising prices.
And when I first saw this, I scratched my head and said, are we talking about America? You're telling me that you're asking Americans to not spend in a whole day? Interesting.
But that's impossible!
And they say everyone is going to do it. And I'm like, based on what I know, this ain't even getting off the ground. Listen, we will talk about it. We will go over it. I will explain myself why this is a ridiculous, let me say it again, a ridiculous boycott. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. And also, too, I have a newsletter. Yes, it is free. It will give you tons of value. And also, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial or investment properties, I'm your guy. I've been a lender for almost 20 years, and I can assist you with that information finance channel. I'm not going to buy no toilet tissue tomorrow. You know what? Do not spend on this day will make people say, you know what? I'm not going to buy no toilet tissue tomorrow. You know what? I'm not going to McDonald's today. You know what? It ain't happening, man. It ain't happening. I mean, that's just my opinion. But first, let's go ahead and just jump into this video before I start giving you information to back up my claims here.
Hey, good morning to you both. You may have seen the movement spreading on social media, especially on Instagram, telling people to stop spending for the next 24 hours this Friday. It's an economic... Basically an economic blackout. No spending on your credit cards, no cash, no filling up your gas, no groceries, nothing to eat, even at fast food chains. Why? Really? It's telling people to stand up for their principles and against policies they don't agree with.
You do know this is America, right?
My choice! My choice!
You do know that I've just done videos on individuals spending, bragging about how much money they're paying on their car notes. People are saying, just my car note's $2,000. Oh.
Portnoy grabbed $1 million worth of XRP because buying on Kraken is that easy.
People are saying, just my car note's $2,000. Oh, I can beat you. My car note's $2,600. You think that's bad? My car note is $3,000.
Is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard.
And you think that you're going to get Americans to stop spending?
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
You think you're going to get Americans to stop using credit cards?
Not a chance.
I just did a video of individuals buying expensive eggs. You know, the eggs are ridiculously priced, and people are using layaway. People are using buy now, pay later credit cards to buy
overpriced eggs. Imagine paying 50-40% on ragu sauce. Come on now, dog.
That nigga said,
Come on, man.
come on,
Crazy,
man.
right?
That nigga boozy.
And you want these same individuals to stop spending?
We realize the cycle is they get their money from people like us who give them the ability to utilize our dollars. Take it back. We start from the root and we build from the ground up.
Friday,
hell
February
no.
28th. For the next 24
What is going
hours,
on?
shoppers are being asked to skip buying essentials from big box stores, protesting major retailers who've dumped DEI initiatives. Friday, February.
Them the ability to utilize our dollars. Take it back. We start from the root and we build from the ground up.
Oh, that's a girl, bro.
Friday, February 28th. For the next 24 hours, shoppers are being asked to skip buying essentials from big box stores, protesting major retailers who've dumped DEI initiatives. Some of those stores include Target, Walmart, and Amazon. This comes after the Trump administration eliminated federal diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives.
Look, at the end of the day, I don't really care, what side you're on. I don't really care about, the DEI and all that other stuff. Like, that's a separate subject. My point is that this isn't going to work. And I know some of you guys are looking at this video and going, Orlando, I don't get it. You're laughing and you're saying that this isn't going to work, but why isn't it going to work? Well, let me just give you Exhibit A. U.S. credit card debt continues to rise. Meanwhile, housing and other costs remain high for the lowest earners. So what does this mean? Basically, it says here, total credit card balances rose 5.8% from a year ago to $1.4 trillion. Did you guys hear that? So credit card debt is on the rise. It is continuing to be on the rise. It hasn't even went down. A matter of fact, we spent more in credit card debt in the last 4 years than the last 10 years.
Come on.
Americans are on a debt destruction. And it won't stop because the credit card companies are continuing to give you guys easy credit. And they know what they're doing.
We make a lot of money anyway. We would prefer to write off the bad debt. It's a tax write-off.
And I know a lot of you guys are thinking, oh, well,
right off the debt.
they're going to lose money. They're not. They're not. They know how to play this game.
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
You're telling Americans don't spend. Oh, man. First time, utilities, property taxes. Everything is high. Wages are low. And what is the one thing that I say continuously that Americans will do if they don't have it? If they are living in a lifestyle that they created during the pandemic, which a lot of people did, and they want to continue that lifestyle, where are they going to get the money from? What's in your wallet? Debt.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
Most Americans will do opposite of what you tell them. So you say, don't spend. They're like, you're trying to tell me what to do? No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm actually going to go to Walmart today. I'm actually ordering something on Amazon right now as I'm watching your video talking about a blackout. It ain't happening, man. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the beginning of the week will happen and it will be like, hey, the blackout was a success. I don't see that. But if it does, I promise you, I will do an apology.
People's Union USA is behind the charge.
The full 24-hour economic blackout where we do not spend a single penny. No Walmart, no Amazon, no gas, no fast food, no corporate giants, nothing. This is about showing them that without us, they have nothing. That our dollars hold the power, and together we can disrupt this system that has taken advantage of us for far too long.
The movement making their next move March 28th, suggesting consumers stand up to corporate greed.
Stand up to corporate greed. Yeah, I totally get it. I get it. But you know, the way that my mind works, the way that I know how people act, the experience I have with individuals coming to me and saying, Orlando,
I'm in trouble. This is what happened on my budget.
is it a budget issue? You know, on my channel, I always tell people, make sure you have an emergency savings account. Most people ignore that. I always tell people, make sure you get your credit together. Most people ignore that. I always say, please get rid of the credit card debt. People come to me and say, well, hey, yeah, I got 40, 50, 60, $100,000 worth of credit card debt. And I keep spending it. This is what I used to live. I always tell people to budget. Fact. Somebody right now is watching this video and they're going, well, Orlando, maybe it might happen. It might happen. Maybe you're jumping to conclusions. Maybe this is the new grassroots movement that we need to show these companies. Guess what? We're in power. Well, let me give you Exhibit B. I just got done watching. Right before I saw this video, I had just got done watching. A lady says she buys Chick-fil-A 40 times a month, 30 times a month. Don't believe me? Let's go ahead and watch it.
Here's my 2024 Chick-fil-A Wrapped. How many times did I go to Chick-fil-A this year? In December, I went 30 times. November, 40.
What?
October, 44. September, 32. August, 30. Look, we're going down. July, 29.
Sounds like a habit, right?
What the fuck is she buying from Chick-fil-A?
Look, she's going to be the sponsor. Keep going to Chick-fil-A. But to be honest with you guys, is this surprising? Is this surprising? No, it's not, because I see this all the time. Yes, I see it all the time. You know when you go onto your credit card balance and there's a big old pie graph? You know, a big old pie graph. At the very bottom that says, this is what you spent on. And they categorize it. Restaurants, retail, they show you. Everybody skips over it. And I understand why. You don't want to see all the spending, all of the amount of money that you spent on fast food. See, remember when people were like, Orlando, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Nobody has $10,000 worth of Popeye's chicken debt.
Popeye's chicken.
What do we see here? What do we see here? This is the reason why economic blackout won't work. See, Americans love this. Spending. She knows. This is the reason why she's doing the video. Why did I spend this much money on it when I know I didn't have the money? Why did I spend this much money when I know I'm living paycheck to paycheck? Why did I spend this amount of money when I know it could have went somewhere else? Why am I spending this amount of money when I have no money in my savings account?
This is reality. This is the real thing going on.
Oh, but it doesn't stop there. We need to see the dollar amounts that she was talking about. How much money is she spending at Chick-fil-A? Let's go ahead and continue.
December, $396.07. November, $493.38. October, $478.08. September, $361.24. August, $494.72. July, $396.71.
Now again, what were you saying about this economic blackout? Do you still believe that Americans are going to stop? Do you believe that Americans are going to stop purchasing when I just showed you a video like this? Willy-nilly. $400-500 a month on just Chick-fil-A.
You've got to be kidding me.
And I know some of you guys, some of you guys are like,
Orlando, that's her. Of course she's not going to follow it, but I'm going to do it.
but here is the thing. Americans are so fickle when it comes to this. They're all about saving money. Saving money and getting tricked by these corporations that they're getting a deal. If Amazon sent you a coupon right now and said, we're going to give you $100 towards your next purchase. There will be a flood of individuals going there to buy things. You don't believe me? Well, that happens all the time. It's called Black Friday. It's called Cyber Monday, Takeover Tuesday, whatever it is. Small Business Saturday.
This is how we send gift cards and money all over the world with Tremendous. It's a platform that allows recipients to choose exactly what they want in more than 200.
Whatever it is, Small Business Saturday, we have all these names for it. And that's what essentially they're doing. They're offering you something. They're saying, here, we're offering you something. Discounts. We're offering you money. All you have to do is buy. You gotta be kidding me. And what do people do? Every single time. Only if we had some type of, what is that? Only if we had like a pattern or like some history of what happens when you give Americans a deal. Look at Christmas numbers last year. I bet you they're up. I bet you the credit card industry made tons of money. Before I jump to the next video, make sure you guys, you like information like this? Join my Patreon. I drop exclusive videos over there all the time. We talk in detail about information like this. If this is the type of content you like, you want more detailed information, go ahead and join the Patreon today. You will not be disappointed. Anyway, let's continue on this last portion here.
As giants like Nestle and General Mills grow wealthier, and most Americans are struggling to pay their bills and afford groceries. If you do have to shop, do it locally at small businesses in your neighborhood. Or as Reverend Al Sharpton and his National Action Network push to support businesses that have doubled down on DEI initiatives like Costco. Sharpton is calling for another economic boycott April 2nd to April 5th.
Well, unfortunately, those dates won't happen. You can save the date all you want. I'm here to tell you, just from my experience, I really don't believe that any of this is going to make a dent. This isn't going to make these companies become loyal to you guys. This isn't going to make companies align with whatever your beliefs are. Again, this is the reason why I am very for making sure you take care of yourself and your family. Again, why would you not put yourself first? Again, why would you put a company ahead of your self-interest and your family? Why? And I believe, again, these companies do not even think of this as a threat. I know a lot of people, I'm getting emails, and the reason why I even did this video, I got a bunch of DMs from my viewers saying, what do you think about this? Do you think this is going to work? Should we join and do this? And I'm like, listen, I don't think this is going to work because the fundamentals of it, just based on the culture of the U.S., of us Americans, it's just completely different. We love to spend. We love capitalism. We love all of this stuff. So it's very hard to actually put a dent in anything when most people will just ignore this message and go, oh, y'all can do that while eating Chick-fil-A, while eating Popeye's chicken, while going to Walmart or going to Target and buying their video game that they want. Most people don't care. Look, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Most people do not care. They're going to live their life. So hopefully you got value out of that content, guys. But we all know you won't get all of your information from this one video. Come on. You know you have to watch this video right here. It will give you information on the housing market, financial news, get you to your first rental property. I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks.
Markets are always moving, but how do traders know when to take action? Momentum trading is a strategy designed to catch strong market moves without guessing or reacting emotionally. If you want to learn how traders use momentum to identify opportunities, click the link below to watch my free training. Momentum trading is all about recognizing when a stock or option contract is gaining speed, whether it's trending up or down. Instead of trying to predict market moves, traders use data-driven signals to confirm when momentum is already in play. The goal? To avoid slow-moving stocks and focus only on assets that are showing strong momentum shifts. Unlike traditional investing, momentum trading does not rely on waiting months or years for results. It's about understanding market behavior in real time and following repeatable patterns. If this approach sounds interesting, click below to dive deeper into momentum trading strategies. One of the biggest mistakes traders make is entering trades too early, before momentum is confirmed. That's where a structured approach comes in. With the right strategy, traders can filter out noise and focus on setups backed by data. Momentum trading helps remove emotions from decision-making. Instead of second-guessing every move, traders follow clear indicators that highlight when momentum is gaining strength. Traders using momentum strategies say it has helped them stay disciplined and focused in fast-moving markets. If you're ready to learn how this works, click below and I'll walk you through the details. Trading doesn't have to be overwhelming. With a structured approach, traders can focus on signals that matter and avoid unnecessary risk. So if you want to see how traders use momentum signals to navigate the markets, click the link below to join my free training.
That was a good one. My boys, there goes the show.